case you don't know still, my name is Kolamide Dwayne, and you're listening to the Kolamide podcast.
You ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seasons made a forest. I put in the work and take the profit. Looking at my girl like what a goddess. Thank God.
Hi guys, my name is Kolade Manuel, and this is the Kolamide podcast. I feel like I've changed my name so many times. Kolade Manuel, Kolamide Dwayne. Too many, but yes, I owe everybody every listener of this podcast this particular episode, because it's been a long time coming, and I feel like I say this a lot. So I apologize for not putting one out, but this is the last time. I'm not apologizing if I don't put one out. I'm protecting my mental health. Anyway, I'd say almost the old squad back, right? So Damian is here. What's good, my G?
What's good? Back after a long time.
Right. We did kind of. This nigga went and made money. Forgot me. That's what this is. This fucker. Yeah, out here making money. But it's fine. 2020, one hell of a year. So this episode rather, is basically like a wrap up for the year. And yeah, it feels right to just do that, with the kind of year that we've had, on a personal level, nationally, internationally, globally. It's been a wild whirlwind, right? So what's good with you, man? What's going on? Just before we get into like stuff, what would you say has kept you sane all through the year? Just considering.
That's a good question. What has kept me sane? Maybe I could definitely add family to that. I think, of course, that lockdown period.
Yeah.
There was no more excuses for not speaking to your family every day. Every day, there's no excuses. You're sat at home. So each time you get a call from that uncle or that aunt, you answer it. That one friend of yours or that cousin that you don't speak to a lot, you had to answer and talk to them. So I guess kind of shared experience. Everybody was experiencing the same things around the same time, had the same worries. So I'd definitely say that kept me sane. And then probably music. I mean, like, music for me is pretty much everything. So just going back, listening to older music, the new music of the year, I think helped as well a lot. It really set the tone, I think, a lot of the music for the year. So yeah.
Wow, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I think for me as well, having the right people around you, really. Although I did go through a number of right people around me. Because, yeah, beginning of lockdown, everyone's home. You spend more time on social media. There's all these challenges and whatnot. You're saying, hey, hi, Folake, have you done your own Don't Rush challenge? Oh, yeah, you're just meeting new people. There's time to really conversate and talk. So, yes, but after a while, I think we went through, just generally as people, we went through we're all home, let's have fun. Then it started to become depressing because it's like, no money, we're not going anywhere. I want to be out. Yeah, that was tough. But I mean, for me, I think what kept me sane, having the right people around, you guys, my guys, family as well, friends, like you said, having to talk to people that you generally wouldn't talk to. Then, I mean, Netflix kind of, I feel like Netflix probably made the most money they've ever made this year.
Shout out Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix, they probably made all that money this year. So, I think, and then just like getting into the events of the year, just generally, right? This year, like I said, madness. But just before we go into actual breakdown, I wanted to ask a few questions, right? Just about. Okay, yeah, so let's just do. How we do now? Let's just do random questions, right? What song would you say stood out for you this year? What's a song that you listen to probably the most?
Okay, I'll go back to March. J Hus, Fight for Your Right.
You feel like you listen to that?
Yeah, I feel like that. The lyrics for that song came to fruition in Nigeria later on in the year. So for me, that song defined the year for me.
Crazy. So almost like he saw the future.
Exactly. If I think makes back, sense. I'm like, that song for me is the year.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Although for me, A song that really stood out for me this year, Wonder Calls Again. It kind of just plays in my head. It's just like a soft solo tune that just, the bounce, everything. So yes, I mean, I'm not saying in terms of like the lyrics or what it signifies. Just a song. Yeah, if I said I had a soundtrack for the year, well, not necessarily, because considering like things, maybe Femme would have been, because that really played a part. Yeah, that really played a part. But yeah, Wonder Calls, this thing, really good song for me anyway. So yes, just going into like events of the year, right? We're going to try and run through them just in Nigeria basically, but we can't do the entire world because we only know much. A lot of stuff.
We'll be here for like 3 days.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go through very quickly. I'm going to read out some stuff that's happened, events from the year, and then we'll just kind of discuss that, right? So first things first. In January, Cardi B was in Nigeria for December, and then there was all that flirting with the Nigerians online and all of that. And then she was like, "Oh, she wanted a Nigerian citizenship."
Oh yeah.
There's like people saying, Chioma B.
Chioma B.
Yeah,
was
right.
funny.
That was
Chioma
a fun moment. But me, I'm like, that girl's not really Nigerian.
Of course not.
No. I'm not even saying like she's not Nigerian. She doesn't have any Nigerian blood in her, because Nigerian women are wicked, But all Cardi B has done has been sweet to a cheating husband.
The views of my co-host are not shared by me.
Exactly.
Don't kill me.
When you see that, you're like, she doesn't really have a Nigerian blood in her, because yes, if she did, she wouldn't. So that was January. 31st of January, Donald Trump expanded the travel ban to Nigeria, which was Nigeria. That was the thing. People were talking about how Nigerians are so special. We even got mentioned on CNN, right? It's like, Nigerians are somewhat the most brilliant minds in the US, in the world even. So it was kind of stupid that, that happened. Oh yeah, so this one I think you remember. February, ban on motorcycles in Lagos.
Yes.
You don't like bikes, because when you're driving,
exactly. They are crazy, but they are they're one of those necessary evils, right? And then if you're gonna ban them, then surely there has to be a solution at the end of it, and there wasn't. That was why there was so much uproar about it. There was no solution.
Was trekking, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There was no solution. It was just, okay, we've banned them, and now what? Nothing, and that was it. So that was really why I was against it, even though I am against. I think they should regulate the bikes and stuff, but it was a necessary evil. It was something that was needed because of wrong government policies and whatnot. So,
Yeah,
that was a moment.
That was a very because there's traffic times 10. There's people standing on the road for hours, not getting any form of transportation, because there's too many people in Lagos to get by, right? That was crazy. Then also in February, the Federal Ministry of Health confirmed that an Italian who works in Lagos State was the first COVID-19 case. And I guess at that time, it wasn't really a thing. We were still just seeing it in the news. And I remember I was telling Chira even, that what will happen if someone has COVID in Nigeria? How do we deal with it? I think I mentioned in a previous episode, even in the podcast, like, how were we gonna deal with? Because then it still looked like it was far away. It was Wuhan, China.
It was far away. It was an Italian guy who worked in Nigeria. Like, it was just it was so disconnected from your everyday. And most likely everybody just thought, well, I'm probably not going to run into him. So who cares about what they're talking about,
Facts. In March, let me see, Boko Haram killings, which is sad, but I hate that we've almost kind of just gotten used to that. Those are just stats now. 70 killed in this place. It's really sad the kind of country we live in, But yes, more Boko Haram killings in March. Some had happened in January as well. And then in April, that's when people of African origin in Guangzhou, China, especially Nigerians, Togolese, and people from Benin Republic, were being evicted from their homes. I remember that was a thing on Twitter where they're saying, there's a virus, but then the first people that they thought to revoke their visas and whatnot with black people, African people, just because I don't know, for some reason they just always think when bad shit happens, it's us, right? The virus is killing or is affecting even white people, but black people are suffering for it. It made no sense, right? So I guess that happened. Then I think COVID was already a thing because lockdown I think happened late March, right?
Yeah.
In the world or in Nigeria? I guess like in America they locked down early, like late March, or in UK late March, and then early.
UK was even later, I thought.
Yeah.
UK was later
yes.
because they responded very late.
True. That's why they have so many cases now. Boris Johnson, dumbass. But in April in Nigeria, that's when like COVID was already big now. Then they realized that Nigeria had only tested 7,150 people for COVID, which was 0.03% of the entire population. Because then we were like, we only just have few cases. Yeah. And they're like, how many people have you people tested? Of course you have few cases. And then, that happened in April. Let me see what else is crazy that happened here. Oh yeah, people in Kano started dying. That's when they're like, it's not COVID, but they're just dying. Like, of course we know it's COVID. In May, let's see. Oh, this was a big deal. In May, justice for Uwa, the girl who was raped and killed in the church. I feel like that kind of this was such a cultural moment because it kind of just spiraled the whole fighting for justice online. And it also coincided, was it then? When did George Floyd happen? George Floyd
might happen just before.
I think so. The Black Lives Matter movement kind of just coincided with justice for rape and women getting, mistreated in the country and even outside. So yes, that was such a defining moment because everybody had the hashtags or, the banners on Twitter. I hope I'm not wrong about this George Floyd thing. I'll check. But that was late May, justice for Uwa, 30th of May even. Now we go into June, Oh so I'm gonna let you take this one. So June, Netflix pairs up with Ebony Life.
Oh
and they're in Nigeria. So what do you think about that?
I think that's great news for the Nigerian, like just the industry as a whole. I think because one thing that we've lacked, and I feel like that is actually probably the key to developing our industry, is that exposure, right? Exposure to it. I think if we get more eyes on films from Nigeria, short films in particular, whatever it is, it brings more revenue, brings more investment as well, interest as well, general interest as well.
And I also think more importantly, telling like Nigerian stories.
Exactly.
So like
telling Nigerian stories by Nigerians.
Yes.
By Nigerians, because I'll tell you something about. I saw this movie.
Nigerian Prince.
Tears of the Sun. Bruce Willis. He comes in that movie. He's like a special forces soldier. He comes to Nigeria to save a diplomat or something like that. And I won't lie to you. Like growing up in Europe, that movie was a lot of white kids reference for Nigeria. It's not directed by a Nigerian. I don't even think the lead actor, who was the Nigerian missing in that movie, is actually Nigerian. But telling Nigerian stories, by Nigerians is so important. I think it's a great move.
I was totally excited for that as well. I remember we were going crazy on Twitter if we would get some old content like Aki and Papa content on Netflix, that type of thing, just because now Netflix is in Nigeria. So that happened in June. July, let me see. This stuff is always happening anyway. But also more killings by Boko Haram. 14 people were killed in a mass shooting in Kogi State. Sad. Now August was when this musician guy was sentenced to death. You remember that? Was sentenced to death for blasphemy against Muhammad. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that was wild.
All these news items just skip your mind. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. 2020 has been such a fucking year that you don't even realize how much shit has happened. I remember this and I was thinking, what in the world in 2020, yeah, you're sentencing someone to death for basically singing a song, right? There's people going fuck Donald Trump, you know, all of that. They're not in jail,
Exactly.
right? These are people that you can even see the government. This is law, as opposed to religion or whatever, which is just like your belief, right? If I say anything, it's my belief. I should freedom of speech, right? But no, apparently in the north, yeah, you could get sentenced. And I remember there was a big uproar. What's it called? American celebrities or even just people outside writing down to Nigeria to not let that. That was in August. I'm going to breathe a heavy sigh now before I say my next one. October, right? Wait, August? Yeah, after August. Yeah.
No, September.
September, right? There's nothing in September.
Well,
Yeah,
there's not,
yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry,
But,
September.
sorry.
You're not important.
October, obviously everybody remembers 2010-20, right? So the 20th of October, Lekki massacre happened. In case you're still one of those people that doubts that it happened, it did happen, right? What, in the middle of protesting better government from Nigerian government, from the rulers of the Nigerian government, better police situation, because there was too much of that, right? It started out as a fight for, you know, justice against police brutality, but it just kind of spiraled into like what we really wanted as a nation. Like, we were tired of this bullshit, yeah. What we really want as a nation is to you know, be ruled properly, because we now, with like the internet and everything, we can see like at least maybe before it was a wish. Now we could see for a fact that this is not right. This isn't how it's done elsewhere. So yeah, I think that happened, and yeah, this kind of sorry. So so that happened, and then the massacre. Obviously, people died at the toll gate. That was such a moment, right? It was so huge. The government denied.
The government denied. Army denied. Police denied. Everybody denied. Said nope, didn't happen. You know. Then slowly started unraveling, and then it went from denying to no, we were there with blanks. And yeah, we were there, but we shot in the air. We went with blanks. It's the whole thing. It's a circus. It was a circus after.
It definitely was a circus, and that was just insane. But you know, the Nigerian spirit. Then I think no other time that since I've been alive, at least, the togetherness of the people just raising their voice against that one thing. Didn't matter what class you were in. Just the protest, really, even before the massacre. The protest, the NSARS movement was such a huge thing, and yes, that was so beautiful to watch. But unfortunately, the killing,
exactly.
was horrible.
And then actually, the crazy thing, I was there. I was there the night before.
Yeah. I think we were. Yeah, we were there. Yeah,
the night
Chidera
before
and I were there,
and stuff. And I just remember actually, like it was almost like I mean, and I'm not saying this to say that the atmosphere wasn't serious. It was like a festival vibe, right? Everybody was kind of positive. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was handing out drinks to each other. Like there were people handing out drinks to each other. People handing out food. People just seeing each other, like moving out the way from each other. Hey, what's up? Oh, sorry, do you need this? Do you need help with carrying
this?
People
were losing stuff, and people were finding it and giving it back.
It was incredible. It was incredible. It was like really everybody was there for one goal, and everybody knew that the guy next to you was there for the same reason as well.
Yes.
And he was fighting for the same reason, and it was such a unity, I guess, you know. That I don't think I've seen that on that scale. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that on that scale. And it was like tribe didn't matter, where you lived didn't matter, what language you spoke didn't matter, what clothes you wore didn't even matter. I saw everybody was just there. Like,
DJ Obi is there, like in the middle of the crowd, talking to like an Agbero that they're just shaking hands. I mean, everybody was wearing masks, but it wasn't really a big.
Like everybody was just there to really.
That was such a thing.
Know, we're all there for one reason. We're all there for one reason.
Yeah.
So I was
It was great. It was really great. But it's such a shame that it ended like that because, like I said, it was such a beautiful moment to just see Nigerians just be that Nigerians.
Yeah.
We were just like all fighting for the same cause. Ending like that was really tragic. So that was October. November, I think, just a lot of stuff from the massacre as well, the protests, witnesses saying soldiers, did shoot the soldiers, the army denying Sonwolu and that his famous
Detective
interview,
Fashola.
right? Fashola,
Detective
the
Fashola.
camcorder and this and that was just really
Came and found
wow.
the hidden camera that nobody
Listen,
could
that
find.
nobody else saw.
The military couldn't find it. The
Clown.
police couldn't find it. The tollgate workers couldn't find it. But
Batman just shows up.
He found it.
Fucking hell. So and then December, right? Just between the 1st of December, although December did go by in a breeze, I'm not even gonna lie. December went by really quick.
The month did, but I won't lie. The past 2 weeks have been slow.
I guess just because everyone's waiting for 2021.
Yeah, because I
That
feel like the
seems
past
magical.
week and a half, 2 weeks have been running slow. But,
Nah, but
December as a
beginning-
whole was very
yeah.
fast. December as a whole was very
1st of December to 15th went by in a breeze.
Yeah.
That one went by quick. Yeah, but in that time, Amnesty International says 10,000 civilians died whilst in police custody since the the insurgency of Boko Haram, which is crazy. And then on the 14th of December, about 800 boys are kidnapped, and suddenly it's Buhari's birthday and the boys are returned. It's almost like the kidnappers are like, yeah, what we're gonna do for this guy? This guy's been with us for this. Let's give him a little something. They're like, oh, we'll return the boys. It's your birthday. Have at it.
I won't lie. I was hearing though that they paid a ransom. I actually heard they paid.
Listen, I feel like that whole thing was staged from the beginning because now the Minister for Information is was it? That's all we needed, really. Oh, it wasn't staged. Yes, it was staged because you just said it wasn't staged. Nobody even said that until you lot said it. So, listen, clearly that was mad. And then obviously, just with the holidays, right? Christmas and, ultimately the New Year, people we understood that the year was a lot, but then I think people were just kind of grateful to have gotten to the end of the year. So yes, like I said, 2020 a whole lot. We just spent how many minutes talking. It's such a weight off your shoulders. Really, if you talk about it.
Definitely.
Yes,
it's the only way to really process because I just said so much. You were naming things, and I just started remembering actually how I felt when I first heard them. And these things just kind of end up getting buried in your subconscious. So you do have to speak about it and just talk.
True. Exactly. If you don't speak about it, really, you can't, like you said, properly process. So now that we've gone through that, I want to ask personal questions, right? Just in regards to the year as well, that I'm going to answer as well. So I would say, let's talk about moments, right? Moments during the year. Like I said, it's been a whirlwind of a year, but still, there were still moments. So, let's start on should we start on a positive note? Okay, let's start on maybe not so positive. What was the most depressing moment for you this year?
2010. It would definitely be that massacre. Or definitely the night of that massacre because as you know, I live near New Markets. I live just off of New Markets. So I'm not far away from that toll gate. And I remember hearing the shootings happening, but just thinking in my head, maybe a police officer. It's just, one of the, I didn't even think about it. And then I think I got a message from, I got a call from a friend of mine. Stephanie called me and was panicking, was hey, where are you? I'm I'm at home. She's like, okay, I'm just making sure. Is your family everybody's? I'm yeah, everybody's at home. She's like, okay, and she hung up. I don't understand what's going on. And then I got a call from someone else as well, asking the same thing, what's up, brother? Where are you? Again, the same thing, hung up as well. So I'm is something happening? And and I can still hear like some shots here and there, sporadically. And then it was when I think it was when I went on WhatsApp and I asked somebody, like, hey, what's up, what's going on? And they were like, yeah, they're shooting at the toll gate. Watch this IG live. And they sent
DJ Switch, yeah.
DJ Switch's IG live, and I watched that full. That was probably the most depressing moment.
Yo, that was
That was like, it was horrible. Like just the fear in the voices and the shock even of like we were all just out here,
a few minutes ago singing the national anthem.
Exactly, singing and everything, and then everything just stops. So I would definitely say that was the most depressing moment for you. For me.
Yeah, for me, I think early lockdown. No. Mid lockdown. So early lockdown, it was almost like, we're home. I remember my friend and I, Chidera, were creating content, just during the lockdown. Early phases was like, at least you're not going to work, you're not going anywhere. It wasn't fun, but it was still like relaxing. And then things started to creep up like, yo, we actually need money. We're gonna be broke, bro. What are we gonna eat? Yeah, everything is finishing in that.
Nothing's open.
I swear for me that was like a depressing one because I'm like, bro, what the fuck do I have to go on? Especially like if you're not working at a 9 to 5 where your company's even generous, like, we'll pay you, because some people were taking pay cuts.
Yeah.
Some people were taking full salaries still. But for you, you're a hustler in the streets, bro. You can't go nowhere. It was really that was a really. I'd say for me that was a depressing moment. So, most inspiring person or moment for this year for you?
Okay, for me, person will have to be people, and that's all the youth who stood up. Like, and it's not just in Lagos either. Like across the country, all over. Like, just youth were just marching out and standing together. I saw videos where certain officers who would normally harass you in a certain way and stuff were literally surrounded by people saying, "Stop it! Get out of his car! Let him go! It's done! No more!" So I definitely say that was the most inspiration. Like, that was the most inspiring. The youth in general, in Nigeria. Of course, the celebrities too. I think a lot of them are also great, like Falls, as we were saying earlier. I think Falls did great because, he's somebody who comes from a certain lineage where he actually doesn't have to be on the streets for these kind of fights. Sure. But he took that out. Runtown, a lot of them, Tiwa Savage, CK, Black Bones. There was a lot of them who came out, March Vector as well, actually led the march in his area. Oxlade.
Insular as well.
Oxlade manager as well. He also let so I'll definitely say that those guys are the most inspiring because I really saw like in Nigeria kind of everything that we speak about within our friend circles. Anytime we talk about issues in Nigeria, we always say, it'd be great if we all stood up and said something, right?
For me, I'd say the most inspiring people as well, but they kind of cut through the group of people that you just explained. But I'd say women. Nigerian women, black women in general, just across the world, they did immense in 2020. Sure. They really stood up for what they wanted, spoke out to get their voices heard. So like stuff like the Feminist Coalition, right? Just dealing with handling processes for like feeding of the protesters, just even before like down here. During like the Black Lives Matter movement, even in America, after George Floyd was killed, women there really doing so much. And that other girl, what's her name? The Nigerian one who unfortunately died.
She was an activist, a BLM activist. Yes. I remember. So I remember she was killed. I think someone was dropping her off or something.
Some guy
essentially offered to drop her off,
and then just took.
I don't remember her name. Yes.
I need to remember her name. I saw her picture.
See what happened? So much happened this year. Like,
yes. I know.
I don't even remember a lot of these
I know her names. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember right now. But Yoruba, I think. She's Yoruba, Nigerian, but then she was in the States, fighting for all of that. So I think, that was definitely inspiring. So craziest moment this year for you? Craziest moment this year?
Crazy as in like
As in just
surprising.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
surprising. Oh, it was definitely the initial lockdown because that was literally one day I was out with my friends having drinks with my cousin, went home, woke up the next day, and I wasn't allowed out of my gate anymore. That was it. Like that was it. Nothing. The supermarket on the street was shut. The whole market, the new market, the noises I hear on the street normally when I wake up,
quiet.
everything was done. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was literally just a day. It was just a matter of 24 hours. Everything flicked off. So I'll definitely say that was my craziest moment. And then realizing, and then as that first week went on, and realizing like, wait, really and truly,
can't
like,
go out?
Yeah, really and truly, I am in this house. Like I will walk around the house, walk through up and down the house, and that's it. That's my.
You start to notice places that this part's this house.
That's my.
I didn't even know that. We had 2 chairs in this room.
It was in my period of even realizing like certain these things on the back, like the fence. Mm-hmm. The back fence has certain cracks in it that I didn't know.
What if someone has been stealing from my house? I didn't even know all this time.
I didn't realize any of this because I'm barely home. You're normally moving around, especially in Lagos. You move around so much.
Facts.
That was the craziest. Yeah.
I'll say for me as well that too. But in the middle of just like the pandemic, the tragic news and all of that, there were happy moments, right? So for you, what was a happy or funny and happy moment for you this year? That where you just kind of felt like the pressure of everything fall off and you were genuinely happy, even if it was just for a couple of minutes or a week or a day, you genuinely were just happy in this year, 2020.
I felt happy. I'll probably go for a very recent moment. I found out the total revenue that 2 of the shows I produce at the place I work at, how much revenue it's generated. So for me, it was a happy feeling of like, okay, within my first year, if I was able to bring this kind of value, then I at least know that in a certain way, my efforts, you know what I mean, kind of amounts to something. So personal, I would say that was my happy moments for the year, because I look back at during lockdown as well, being in content during lockdown was also a time to really look at, okay, how much content we've done so far, what are the ways we can improve and all that stuff. So coming back from that and then doing all those episodes of Sweet 16 as well, like when we came back, I'll definitely say that.
All right, that's fair enough. I would say that my happy moment came with my guy. I mean, there's probably like little happy moments. They can't see him, but yes, Chidera is right there. Yeah, my guy, that's him laughing. So I'd say like we shared a lot of moments this year where we just kind of went through like a lot of shit, and then in the end, at some times it seemed very bleak. Like, yo, when's the, like I said, beginning lockdown or mid lockdown is like, yo, when's the next pay? Where's the money going to come from? But then just thinking back to all of that, and then now we started a company together that was definitely not easy. And it's just been coming from like a lot of thinking and action and all of that. So yes, those moments, just sharing them with like, not just him really, all my friends, you included, realizing that, the world is a bad place, but you kind of have like a structure or a system of people who kind of have your back. Yeah. So that it's not an exact moment. Or if I was thinking to a particular time where I was genuinely happy, was, I don't want to say something that involves money because you already said that. But yeah, there was a time
money
makes you happy anyway, right? Money makes
it doesn't buy happiness, but it makes you happy in a way.
I'd rather cry in that Lamborghini than
exactly.
be on the road. Yeah, I'll take that. But just getting some doing the skincare ad when we had to go film for that babe. Yes. And just that whole experience, those couple days. That was smoked some good weed. That was a good time. It was a good time in this year with everything that was bad happening. That was a good time. So basically that was 2020 in a wrap up. Again, like like in 2019, we looked at 2020, too happy. Now it's like, shh, don't mention 2020.
Yeah.
Go into 2021, shut your mouth and get your bag. So that's kind of like where we're at now. So yeah, I'm looking into going to 2020 and just making the best out of the situation, not talking too much. And I'm going to say this right here on this pod. I did cut people off. I never thought I would say that in my life, you know, because I always thought that people that did that were elitist or bougie or whatever. But yes, I feel like it's time to protect your energy, the kind of things you consume on your screens, the kind of people you talk to, kind of conversations. You need to really focus, you know, because we're not getting any younger. If this year's proving anything, shit is wild out there. So you really need to protect your peace. And yes, I would say
anything can happen.
Exactly. You, bro. People our age died this year, right? For literally protesting for a better life. Don't shoot us, instead we're getting shot, you know, right? So it's just mad. So yes, I'm moving into 2020, obviously still open to a lot of learning, realizing that, you know, all of that is required. But then, yes, protecting my energy, protecting my mental health, because it's so key. I was gonna ask you, so what is your... I don't want to use New Year resolution, but what are you looking forward to?
Because
the last year we're like, oh, do this. Midway is like, let me just survive. God, make I just see the end of this year.
I just want to be alive at the end of 2021.
That's what's up, you know. That's what's up.
That's my resolution. Yeah, no, it definitely has to do with. I mean, definitely work smarter. I feel. I feel like I worked hard as I could this year. So work smarter. That's one of the goals. So I didn't mention personal goals or
anyone.
Okay, well, I want to get a new car. That's another one.
Ooh,
a new car
for the girl them.
And then yeah, just more investments actually, more investments because from the conversations I've had, especially with older, you know, people, especially this period, they've always said after a period of panic or chaos, there's a lot of opportunities that they come into play. So, you know, so definitely make more investments, and then more time for family. Because as I said, like really going back and talking to people that I haven't spoken to in so long. Because, you know, things move by so quickly. I could get a phone call from like a cousin of mine from London now, right? And think, okay, you know what? I'll call him later on tonight when I get home, right, from work. Get home from work, I'm too tired. End up skipping the call. Don't worry. Tomorrow, there'll be tomorrow. Next thing you know, it's 4 months. 4 years even. You know, when you scroll through your WhatsApp, like if you sat down and scrolled through every chat on your WhatsApp, you'll find messages from people from 3 months ago.
In your mind, you're like, I'll respond tomorrow. Before you know, it's 6
So I definitely have to
months.
make more time with that. Like more time to slow down, stop, press pause, and take care of, like, you know.
All right, that's fair enough. So yeah, I think I'm on that wave as well. Like I said earlier, just making time for people that matter and not really dabbling into things that don't matter, because protecting your mental health. And I think everyone should do that as well. So yeah, happy 2021 to everyone. Happy New Year. We hope, I say we because yes, this guy is actually you and every other person that I intend to bring on this pod. Dupe, I hope you're listening. You messed this up for me. But anyway, just we hope that, you know, we're a lot more consistent with like stuff. Content wise, but yes, I'm not apologizing anymore. I'm tired of saying, oh, I'm sorry, this is the pod for the year. Next year is coming. I'm going to be like Wizkid now. It's coming. You don't know when. It's just coming. Right? But yeah, hoping for more consistency, you know, securing the bag 2021. I'm not saying yes, so I don't want anybody to say yes yet, please, because a lot of proposals this year. People are dying. It's like niggas are like, oh, a lot of people die. Yeah, let's repopulate. Listen, chill out.
Yeah. Everybody's getting married, man.
Listen, I said yes. Everybody say yes.
Someone tweeted. Someone should say no.
Yes.
And one person.
For some negativity,
no.
just, you know,
someone say no.
Balance this shit, right?
Balance it.
But yeah, anyway, I do hope that, you know, the people with the big bucks say yes to me, because I'm collecting all your monies next year. Yes, that's what it is, right? Yes. So yeah, heavy sigh, but we thank God. We thank God. 2020. I hope the worst is over, and yeah, we can just move on with a better life generally. So thank you guys for listening to the Colomide podcast. My name is Colomide. Damian Scott, everybody.
What's up? What's up? Happy New Year.
Yeah. Chidera's in the background.
Chidera's in the background.
Yeah, so that's him. That's him. But you say people that don't know. Anyway, so I hope you guys have fun listening to this, and we hope to do this again next time. Please, let me just say this lastly. One of my goals is to travel from this country. So if you're listening, you have the means, you can help expedite this situation. I'm like shameless now.
Anybody who works at
immigration, embassy, or you just have money, you want to support
hit the DM.
Yo, hit that link, man. I'm down. So thank you guys for listening, the Colomide podcast, and we will catch you again very soon. Peace.
Very, very soon. Peace.